Olenik Nikolai Vasilievich, born on December 19, 1993, a native of the city of Terebolia, Ternopil region, western Ukraine. On the morning of the 13th of the first month of this year, I was on my way to get a job. I stopped to get a coffee. The police and the military enlistment office arrived, loaded me up, took me away, and didn't let me gather anything. My wife brought me some things I needed, and in the evening they already sent me off to wherever they decided. 77th Brigade, 2nd Battalion, 8th Company.
Did you go through a medical examination?
How did I? I went through it. Fit.
So, just formally?
Yeah, not a single doctor examined me. Just fit for service. That's it.
How did you end up on the front line?
To the front line, they said they'd take us for 3 days just to hold the position, just to take up a defensive line, that everything would be fine. They said there weren't any heavy battles going on there. But it turned out to be the opposite. In fact, we didn't even make it to the position. One common wheel, when we were on our way, our front wheel gave out. I don't know what happened. Maybe we hit a mine, or I really don't know what happened. We got out of the vehicle right away. Our commander was killed. Somehow we managed to get out. Another company came to help us. Basically, we survived. One of our gunners ran off in another direction. I don't know where or why. In short, she just disappeared somewhere. The 4 of us were rescued. One of the drivers went to get water, but he was killed in the yard. There were 3 of us left. We kept running from basement to basement, always hiding in basements. We didn't take part in any fighting. We were just constantly dodging FPV drones. I don't know who was bombing either the Russians or the Ukrainians. People say both, I can't say for sure, but we barely survived. If we hadn't surrendered, we'd be feeding the worms by now.
Tell me in more detail how you surrendered.
I surrendered. I didn't want to fight. I want to go home. I want to see my wife. I want to have more children. What I worry about most is my wife and my mother, that at least they know something where I am, whether I'm alive or not. Otherwise, I don't know what they'll be told about where I am.
Answer the question. How did you surrender?
Our guys, some of them, surrendered before us. They knew we were in the basement, and they were supposed to tell pass on to your people that we were sitting in the basement and that we were ready to surrender. We just sat and waited. Your guys came, but first they threw grenades, and then they asked if we were surrendering. And we surrendered.
How many of you were there?
2 people.
Uh-huh. So, what happened? Did you come out or what?
We came out. Your guys led us out of there to a more or less quiet place. Well, we mingled there until we ended up here with you.
How did our soldiers treat you?
I can't complain that you're feeding us, offered us cigarettes.
Do you think you were lucky that it all ended this way for you?
I think I was lucky just to have survived at all.
Uh-huh.
If I had stayed there, I don't know. Either they would have found me in that basement, or I would have been buried. I don't know where I would have ended up or what would have happened to me. War is completely pointless.
What was the scariest thing you remember from the war?
The scariest thing, of course, is the war itself, the fighting, the death. What else? How did our leadership treat us? We called the VAC, they kept saying they were working on it, but in the end nothing was resolved.
What do you think about the policy of your president and government?
To be honest, I've never really gotten into politics, I'm far from it, but I think the war should be ended as soon as possible by any means. Land is just land, they're fighting over something there. But human lives are always more important.
Mm-hmm. So you don't get involved in politics at all?
No, I've never meddled in it.
And how do you feel about politics interfering in your life?
Of course it's bad, because basically I was forced, I didn't want to go.
But don't you think it's unfair that, for example, you don't vote for the president, you don't watch TV, you live a completely apolitical life, and in the end, a bunch of bandits comes to power in your country and decides to kill you like this?
Of course, it's bad. There's total chaos in the country.
Well, tell me.
With these security guys, soon there will be only women and children left here. People are just plain afraid to go outside.
Do you know that now security officers without combat experience or injuries will be sent to the front?
No.
What do you think about this news?
About this,
Yes.
they should have been sent first a long time ago. The police aren't going.
Do you remember the security officers who took you away?
No, that was in January. Well, January is the first month of the year.
Now, can you say a few words about the TECA members?
The security officers are bastards. You fucking assholes should be destroyed or sent straight to the front, and then we'll see what you're really made of. Instead of sending people who don't want to go, but you bastards, are just raking in the money.
Listen, is there such a thing as corruption, for example, in your armed forces?
I think there is, of course there is,
Do you know specific cases?
not personally, but in general, I think so. That money has to be going somewhere.
What money?
Well, the money Europe or America gives, either as loans or as aid.
Do you know why the roads are so bad in your country?
Why?
Because the good ones are on the president's desk.
Got it.
That one won't get through. Alright, never mind. But what about the fact that your president is basically selling off your homeland in exchange for the weapons you've already received and for future deliveries? Do you think that's normal?
No, that's lawlessness. It's stupidity. How could that possibly be normal?
So, you don't have kids yet, right?
Not yet. 31.
31. Now imagine, you have kids, right? Let's say the war ends. That's it. You go back home, have kids, and they end up working in coal mines. And all the money earned, all the coal mined, would be sent to the US to pay off the weapons you fought with.
Yeah, that's definitely bad. Let's hope my kids won't have to work in the mines. I really hope so.
What do you want to do after the war?
I really want to leave Ukraine right now.
Where to?
I have a place to go.
Where?
Italy.
Oh, Europe?
Yes,
It's appeared on the horizon.
Why didn't you do it earlier?
because I didn't listen. I thought, well, they kept saying there would be a war. There would be a war. What war? Then my wife wakes me up in the morning. Wake up, it's war.
Now, if you want, you can say something on camera to your mom, your sister, your wife, your commanders, your friends, please. Go ahead.
I want to send a huge greeting to my mom, my sister, my nephews, my godchildren, and my wife. I love you all very much. I hope that we will see each other very soon. I love you. Kisses. Bye-bye.
Would you like to say anything to your commanders or your friends as well?
Nothing. If anything, I'd rather say it in person when we meet.
Do you hope to see them again?
Yes, but it seems like I don't really have any friends left. Because that's just how it turned out. They only call to ask, can you lend me a couple of hryvnias? Lend me a couple of hryvnias. No one ever calls to ask, how are you doing? How are you doing over there?
Well, maybe there won't be any of them left by the end of the war. At least you were smart enough to surrender. But as for them,
Yeah, really, it's just them, kind of.
we actually have a video of your vehicle being blown up.
Really?
Yes, I am prostrate. We'll show it to you now.
Wow.
Is that it?
Yes. We immediately flew into the bushes.
Well, half of your comrades were thrown out after. Really?
Yeah.
So, do you like it?
How could anyone like something like that?